Hi, and welcome to my talk. I am Angela de Palma-Dow. I am Lake County Water Resource Department Invasive Species Program Coordinator. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about how we keep quagga and zebra invasive mussels out of the nation's favorite bass fishing lake, which is Clear Lake. And I want to thank our funders at the California State Park Division of Boating and Waterways, as well as our program supporters at the Pacific States Marine Fisheries Commission. And you are able to tweet this presentation. And please, if you need more information, visit our website at www.nomussels.com. And I'm going to give a big shout out right away to all of our ramp monitors. So these folks are the boots on the ground, the first line of defense, helping us in this prevention program of keeping quagga mussels out of our lake. And so I want to give a big shout out to them. Not all of them are pictured here, but they're out there right now doing this great work, and I really appreciate them. So a little bit about Clear Lake. We're located in Northern California in Lake County, and we're the largest freshwater lake that's located entirely within the state. We have over 100 miles of shoreline. That is a lot of fishing space, and that is a lot of lake for us to be working on to keep these mussels out of here. It's a very shallow lake and pretty old, and so that means that it's very eutrophic and nutrient rich, which is great for providing this habitat that's really good for these fisheries that we have here. And Lake County, because of this, we have a very rich fishing industry, and our local economy depends on it heavily. And this is just an example of one of our large scale tournaments. We get a whole bunch throughout the year, and they come from all over the country, and they bring with them their money and all their boats and their fishing gear. And so this prevention program is really essential here. And recently we were named the best bass fishing lake of the decade. But we also have really good fisheries for crappie and catfish. And we are a recreation destination as well. So people come here for jet skiing and boating. And then we are a world-renowned location for bird watching as also. So there's a lot of activity here on our lake. And this program is very important for all of those folks traveling to see our lake and use it and enjoy it. And because of our lake's large size, we have over 400 private and public boat ramp access points. And this lake is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We don't have any launch fees. So it's really hard with all of these access points and this open availability of this lake access for us to have a really strong prevention program. And in general, Clear Lake is a preferred habitat for invasive quagga and zebra mussels. So we look at things like conductivity, pH, total hardness, calcium, all these things are needed for quagga zebra mussels because of their shell development. And over the last 4 years, our monitoring has revealed that all of these things fall well within the preferred range for quagga mussels and create a good habitat if they were introduced here. And then we know that zebra mussels, invasive quagga mussels have moved across the country overland through boat or transport. So we know that they were introduced into Lake Erie in the 80s and have slowly through time have spread over and even breached over the Rockies on boats and trailers. And this is really concerning for us as managers at Clear Lake, because when you look at maps like this, which show all the points that boats were at before they came to our lake, and you compare that with the known locations of invasive quagga zebra mussels, there's quite a bit of overlap. So it's really concerning for us as we're managing this lake that the risk is high for these little critters to be introduced into our lake as they're coming on boats from all over the country. And as well as in our own state. So we have some Southern California positive locations and water bodies for quagga mussels. And so any boaters that are within our own state down south are high risk when they're coming up to visit Clear Lake. And in general, if we have mussels in our lake, just like we've seen in other places in the country and the world, they would devastate our lake's ecology and then likewise our economy, particularly when we look at the food web. So zebra mussels feed on this base food web here, this green algae. And if we're reliant on this game bass fishery and this food web gets interrupted, it would be pretty bad news for our local economy and our ecology, of course. So our prevention program includes both screening and inspections. And this is our cover sheet of our prevention plan, which we've updated in 2019. We do have local ordinance that gives us authority to enforce this plan. And we have mandatory screenings and a sticker program for any boats coming in from out of county that want to launch into our water bodies in county. And of course, by law, all vessels must be clean, drained, and dry before launching in our lake. And this is our website. And if you have questions, want to see how it works, you can visit us at www.nomussels.com. And it kind of just walks through the process for anybody that's visiting our lake that wants to know how to get their boat in compliance here. And one thing I'll point out is we have these screening locations. So this is the first step. Anybody coming from out of county goes to visit any of these places, and all of these locations have been trained and verified to conduct screenings and then to issue and sell stickers for us. And if someone's coming from out of town, they don't know where locations are, we also have a map that shows this information visually so they can see where they want to launch and the nearest location for them to get a screening and a sticker. Okay, now I talked about screenings, I talked about stickers. Let's back up a second. So here's an example of stickers on our display boat that we use when we do trainings. So here's the identification numbers, and then here's our little Lake County sticker here. And they go on both sides, the port and starboard side of the bow, as well as one more sticker goes on the back of the trailer. And that helps us to inspect these trailers when boats are out in the water. We can still go around to our parking lots and make sure that everybody is being compliant. So we're going to run through some examples here to demonstrate how this program works based on risk. So here's Bob the boater. He lives here in Lake County and he only puts his boat into Clear Lake. And so he goes to a local bait and tackle store, and to get a quagga mussel sticker for his boat, he'll fill out a screening form. And then that screener is trained and they'll verify Bob's boat's residence. So they'll ask him where the boat stays, where it launches from, as well as look at his registration and make sure that boat is registered right here in Lake County. And so then that screener will deem Bob low risk. And so then the screener will sell Bob this sticker. This is a resident sticker. It's good for a calendar year. It's only $20. And we don't need to do any inspections or decon on this boat because it hasn't been in any quagga or zebra mussel infested waters, just here in Clear Lake. Here's another example. Here's going to demonstrate some high risk situation or scenario. So here's Jet Ski Santa. He was just in this cool competition in Lake Mead in Nevada, which we know Lake Mead does have mussels. It's an infested water body. So Santa will go to a local bait and tackle store, fill out a screener form. The screener looks at it right away, sees that Lake Mead was where his boat was last, and he's going to deem that boat high risk. The screener will then call us, and we'll send out one of our inspectors out there. These inspections are free. They might take 5 to 20 minutes. Here we have an example. I know this isn't a jet ski, but here's our inspector under this bass boat, checking it out and making sure there's no adult mussels, no water, and that it's clean, drained, dry. So Santa passes the boat inspection. And so then that vendor can sell Santa a sticker for his jet ski and his jet ski's trailer. And because he's registered out of county, they get this visitor sticker, which is blue and white. And then the sticker is only good for 30 days or good for 1 calendar month. So this one is good for the month of July. So these stickers do work. We have not had any mussels yet in our lake, and they work because they provide confirmation and communication. So anybody looking at that boat knows that it's safe and has been screened and it's mussel free. Also, stickers provide dollars for the economy. They provide that buy-in that we need, participation from those local vendors, those bait and tackle, those hardware stores, all those trained screeners. They make a little money off of selling that sticker. So of every $20, 13 comes to us to continue maintaining the program. $7 will go to that local vendor screener store. And this is really important because we do not have ramp or launch fees on our lake. So we have no other way to generate revenue to help sustain our program and other water protection programs. And the real goal here is to get boaters to comply. So you have to make it easy, fast, and affordable. And the screener sticker system is a really good way to do that. And to give you some reference, in 2019, we sold about 15,000 stickers. And in 2020, even with the global pandemic, we still sold about a little less than 14,000 stickers. So here's the diagram of that process. They go through screening to determine if it's boat's high risk or low risk. Then they'll get an inspection if it's high risk. And then if further still it has water or mussels on it, they'll go through a full decon. And to give you some perspective, in 2019, we conducted 170 inspections. And then we did about 34 decontaminations on boats that had water or unidentifiable materials on them that we needed to decon off. And then we also do some outreach here because, you know, people don't want to spend $20 and they might complain. And so we provide this information to give some kind of insights about what we actually spend that money on. And basically our program breaks even. We don't make a lot of money off of it, but we really rely on that sticker revenue to continue the program so it can function as normal and continue being effective prevention. And then again, here's going back to buy-in. This is going to provide some information on the actual value of this program, of how the local economy benefits from a prevention program. So over 5 years, we look at private and public revenues just based on sticker sales. And what you can see is the business revenue in blue, those are private sales. Our public sales are in green. And so over the last 5 years, the private industry has made about $500,000 off of selling these stickers. And the public sector has made almost about $1 million over the last 5 years, just on selling stickers that then we put back into programs and can use them to continue this prevention program. And the other thing is that here in California, we have some prevention funds that are only applicable for prevention programs, for these QUAGGA prevention programs. And so we've had these grants for the last 5 years. And I just wanted to point out this large blue section here. So we've brought in over $1 million from these grants that goes for local jobs. So we have a staff of about 15 ramp monitors. So all of this money here goes to pay those ramp monitors, which they live here. They go back and spend that money here. And so that really is a helps with the economy and helps further support the need for this program here for local community benefit. And then one thing that I just want to point out is that if we did get mussels, the loss would be devastating, mostly for drinking water impacts, as well as our economy and ecology, as I mentioned. But we have 17 drinking systems that take water from Clear Lake, and it provides drinking water for 60% of our county's population. And if we got mussels, all of that operating and maintenance cost would be passed down to the consumer. And it's been estimated in this study here that about $100,000 to $500,000 a year would go towards operating and maintenance if we got zebra mussels. And that's not just to physically clean the mussels and the filters, but to deal with things like smell, bacteria, decay. And I don't really know if we really can afford this, because we are almost the poorest county in the state, and we have the highest drinking water rates already. So this is a big concern for us and further justifies us putting this effort in the prevention program. So for my last slide here, we're going to talk a little bit about our next steps. So we want to transition from a paper system to a digital system, and we're starting that right now. It's not easy. It's a little complicated. And that'll help eliminate some of this honor system and really improve some of our tracking for this program. So we can really get a better idea of where boats are coming from and where they're going next. And we're going to connect to this Western Digital Database system that started out of Colorado State Parks. And that'll give us a really good idea about these boats and really improve our ability to figure out more high-risk boats. And then the last thing we do is we're going to improve and boost the capacity of our program. And that's through trying to figure out how to expand staff. And then we have Mussel Dogs employed. So Mussel Dogs are great because they can really boost the efficiency of our staff out there. A Mussel Dog can do an inspection on a boat in about 30 seconds. And they have really high success rate in detecting mussels. And not only that, but it's a great outreach tool. And it really gets people thinking about the need for this program. And it's a really positive way for us to connect with boaters, outreach, when they're out there on the ramps right before they get into the water and they get their sticker. So thank you so much for listening to my talk today. There's a whole lot more about this program, so if you have questions, you can reach out via email or check out our website at www.nomussels.com.